Welcome back to Blood 2 The Chosen. Last time we went through the second to last time the map will be reused in a way that's even approaching being interesting. Today we're off to church. Be sure to leave an offering in the box out front and watch out for terrorists. Shikari. I don't know if that's better or worse. The doormen should wear suits. Let's head inside now. Normally I'd be a bit more reverent about objects in a church, but damn near everything that can be broken in here drops something useful, so go hog wild. And we got another new enemy type. This one can be a real pain if you don't know how to deal with it. Also, if they aren't jibbed on death, stand back. He's gonna take you with him otherwise. Flare gun is a good bet for its damage over time, but even that is slower than I'd like. In a pinch, you can keep emptying guns into them while they're in that state to push them away and give yourself some space. These are the zealots. In the original game, there were blue-robed variations of the cultist. This time, they're something different. Zealots undergo a process to grant them mastery of the dark arts, as seen with their attacks and their constant teleportation. Other abilities include healing and shielding other Cabal forces, so they are a priority target. They are interestingly the only Cabal enemy type to continue extensively speaking in the language of the cult, Domus Derbentia, which is derived from Latin, French, and Sanskrit. Whatever transformation they went through to become zealots isn't particularly pretty, as their rib cages and organs are visible, and they cover their faces entirely. Reasons for that given on the website are that they simply don't need their normal senses anymore, that it's simply an intimidation tactic, that they don't want to look upon the faces of other lesser Cabal members, or that whatever transformed them into zealots tainted them so badly that they fear looking upon the world with normal eyes. Anyway, the door to the right is locked, so we'll head left first. Break open these vases and we get a second shotgun. Groovy. Whoops, back off. Oh shit, bad planning. Also, if you pay close attention, the left-hand shotgun doesn't have its model flipped properly.
Play nice.
Now that that's done, grab the key. You can safely ignore the room on the other side. It's a cramped area with a zealot and useless night vision goggles. Just some soul drudges in here, nothing important.
Play with me. I wish you wouldn't do that.
Appropriate reaction because these Shikari jumping on my head every time is starting to piss me off.
Good way to get yourself killed.
Anyway, go through the hole in the wall now. There's some bone leeches in the water, but they can be dealt with from up here easily enough. That was left-handed. We need to go down first, but there's an ambush by more zealots, so might as well get that out of the way. Also, there's a life seed along the way, so keep an eye out for that when you need it. Oh great, another one of you. Yeah, that didn't go that well. That's better. And a reward for that is a Necker ward, and another key. Another zealot spawns in somewhere, but just keep heading forward and he won't be a threat, I think. Through another hole and we're into one of the biggest areas of the level. And it's a long jumping puzzle. Coral Essex, huh? I wonder. This is a bad spot for combat. Little cover and a lot of running around walls for zealots to fuck you with splash damage. Fortunately, the Barret works wonders against them too. Even if it doesn't instantly jib them, it typically throws them into the black abyss beneath these buildings, where they'll be jibbed just the same as you will if you fall. Now, the main problem with this part of the level, beyond all the jumping, is that it looks far more roundabout than it is. You can take a long, winding path around the perimeter if to get where you need, but it's totally unnecessary. You can just as well take the most direct route forward, and you'll get there without missing anything. Anyway, this hole here is the objective. And we're coming up on the final room. 3 guesses what we do in here, and the first 2 don't count. That's right, we deal with a boss fight.
I wish you wouldn't do that.
And it deals ridiculous damage like everything else because this game is badly designed. For the record, the boss apparently doesn't spawn until you kill the 2 Shikari, so your best bet is to leave at least one until after you grab the goodies up here. Shit. 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 Alright, this time we'll get it. Anyway, this boss is named the Naga, alternatively the Dragon. Its primary means of attacks are lasers out of its eyes and apparently throwing spikes. If you stay out in the open like I'm doing, you'll settle for pounding the ground and dropping ceiling bits on top of you. Damn it. Fortunately, after a point it just sort of gives up and every hit causes it to flinch.
Someone's got to hold the train. These things are everywhere out there. The Cabal must be pretty desperate to be creating such creatures.
These aren't Cabal.
Then what are they?
Hell if I know. What do you care? You don't seem to be having any problems with them.
I don't have problems. I solve them.
What's that supposed to mean?
I'm not sure I can count on you anymore. This is becoming a bad situation. If you can't solve it, I will.
I will solve it.
And that's a thing too. This cutscene sometimes ends too early and Gabby just murders you on the spot. You can kill her in return if it happens, but that's not likely when you got 10 health left. I think that's a good encapsulation of everything wrong with this level, if not the game in general. Of course, since it's the end of the chapter, we got some more cut content. First, there was a slightly different version of that cutscene where Caleb just brushed off the question of what these creatures are rather than being overly hostile to his only friend in the whole world. We also have more of Gideon's narration, which finally gives us another hint at what the original story was supposed to be like. It makes mention of an artifact called the Channeling Knife, which was meant to control the rifts that enemies are popping out of, and a place called Old Town, which is where the knife would be acquired. This probably also ties in the mention in the manual and website that the knife would get stronger the more you used it. Anyway, with that out of the way, we've finished Chapter 1. See ya for the next chapter.